I've been waiting for this one. Can you tell us about your role in Human Centipede 3? And then, can you tell us any memories of the late Dieter Laser or Tom Six? Did I say that correctly?
Oh, Tom Six, the director? Oh, and Dieter. Oh, yeah, he passed away, the prison guard in that. Yeah.
So, Human Centipede 3.
Yeah, yeah. So,
perfect family film.
Yeah. Now, for people that don't know what Human Centipede is, there's this 1, 2, and there's 3, right? And I think they progressively got worse by 3.
And a lot of 1 and 2.
So, in some kind of crazy, absurd madness, they like cripple these people, right? So they're on their hands and knees, and then
connect them.
Yes, they connect them. They connect them all together like a centipede by sewing their mouth to their butthole, right? So, and then how they feed through nutrition is they feed the front person. And then as he has a bowel movement, it goes into the next person, and then the next person, and so on, and so on, and so on. She blinded me with science. She choked me with crap. But, so this is a Human Centipede, and Human Centipede 3 happens to take place in a prison, and it's a prison thing. And Tom Six was a super nice guy. Super nice. I was just going to do like an extra thing or something. It was just literally to go make some extra money or something. Like, we living out in LA, you got nothing better to do, just show up on a set, eat craft services all day, make a couple $100.
Craft services. Like, we had some donuts here today and some coffee, but it'd be like some all day of that because you're waiting. But Human Centipede was an unpleasant experience for me because I had wrestled in Vegas the weekend before, and it was 130 degrees, and then I got super dehydrated. So I got super dehydrated. Well, it wasn't even a weekend before. It was like actually literally going on 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So it was like 2 weeks prior. So now it's going to be gross a little bit. So I got super, super dehydrated, right? So I get dehydrated so bad that I can't have a bowel movement. So I can't go to the bathroom. And I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to hydrate. So it was the most miserable time of my life. I have gone 2 weeks without using the restroom. So, and I tried for 2 weeks. Night and day, boy, did I try. But I could not. So I'm booked for this gig, and I didn't want to go. I'm like so miserable. My stomach felt like, I thought you could just flick it. In my mind, if you flicked it, it sounded like a watermelon. It just hurt. I felt like I was 300 pounds, which I was very heavy in Human Centipede. I was probably pushing 300 pounds, but I felt 300 plus the way my stomach was sticking out. And thank goodness they put me in an orange jumpsuit to try to cover up some of that. But so I get there, and I'm going to try to be a trooper about it. And I was just only supposed to be in one scene. But they were like, oh, you look good. And they kept trying to add me to a couple of different scenes. And then like, oh my goodness, if I even, oh wow. Yeah, I'm so glad like this didn't happen. But so oh wow. All right. What?
So, no. All right, so I was just supposed to be a prison scene. Not even it was a couple scenes. I was just supposed to be an extra background, basically, right? And then they're like, "Oh, we like your look so much." So then they take me in and they put me in another scene where the prison guard, the guy is having a nightmare, and Rob Terry, whatever the main prisoner is, first of all, my character. Let me get to where my character was in this mouth to ass thing. So, they kept adding me. Like literally, I was just supposed to be a background, and then I ended up shooting 3 different scenes that I was not even supposed to be in. So like, and I was miserable when I tried to leave. So I was so miserable. This is how bad I was so miserable. They come up and go, "Hey, it was 6. They want you to take your earrings out." I said, "I'm going home." Don't just take your earrings out, because we're in prison. You can't have earrings. But I heard so bad, I just wanted to go home. I said, "No, I'm just gonna go home. I don't want to take my earrings out." And they were like, "Oh, hold on."
And then they went back and Tom 6 or whatever, and they go back. You just have him pull a beanie over his ears, you know? Like, 'cause I was just trying to go home. That's how miserable I was. But they liked the look I had. For some reason, they liked the look. So just from being an extra in a prison scene, I went to being like, they wanted me in this death rape scene. So there's a scene where they're all the prisoners are chanting, death rape, death rape. Why? The guy cuts the prison guard or the guy, whichever one open, and has sex in his kidney, you know, like in his liver or his kidney. I don't know, back here. Like, so literally that's a graphic scene of them humping him in the side, like literally having sex with him. Like, but it was a nightmare for the guy. And in that same dream sequence, there was another scene where the doctor, I believe, that was doing the whole thing. This is a bit graphic.
Oh, because that wasn't enough already?
No, it gets worse.
Oh, no.
And they wanted me to do this, and then I agreed to it because it was like an extra $1,000. And I got the money, by the way, and I didn't have to do this, but I got the money. It was a sex scene, right? So they said, well, we picked you because we needed the biggest, scariest looking guy to do this. I go, I'm like, okay. So they take me in a room, and they hand me a prosthetic penis, like this fake penis, right? And they put it in my jumpsuit, and it comes out, and they have the guy get on his knees and give me oral sex, you know, so they gets down on my knees, and I got this, like, and it's a fake penis and everything. It's not real, but the guy's down and he's like, oh, and they're like. And they're trying to direct me through this, right? They're like, rub his ears and talk to him. And I'm like, trying to get in the role. And I'm like, you know, and rub his ears. I'm like, I don't know. You know, and, they had asked me the night before to do this. And I talked to the girl. And she goes, I would never do that. I go, it can only go two ways. You either be remembered forever as a cult hero, you know, or you just I don't know, just totally bad, right? So I did it. Like, so I filmed this whole scene of me rubbing his ears and his little bald head saying, suck it, suck it, suck it, you know. It was a dream sequence. And it felt hella weird. It felt like very awkward, very unweird. And then it turns out the next day they go, oh, we're so sorry, man. We had to cut that. And I go, why? Because, well, you were so prevalent in the death rape scene and then in the what do you call it when you're sick? The infirmary, right? Mm-hmm. Seeing that we couldn't do that, so they ended up just taking a boom guy, a sound guy, and just filled them in.
But you still filmed it, so it still exists somewhere.
Well, they saw it filmed somewhere, yeah, but it's not. It didn't air in that movie, which is the worst movie in the world. So the other scene was, I was in the infirmary, so I had Crohn's disease. They put the lead guy in Human Centipede. And so the guy comes in, what is wrong with this patient? And I'm in there, and I legitimately, my stomach hurt so bad. It was just real. It was a real cell. It wasn't acting. It was like, oh God, just get out of here. You got me laid in this hospital bed. I got to take a shit. I can't go. I got to go so bad. You know, I really had to go. But apparently, you know, I should have been the opposite. So, and they come in, he goes, he's got Crohn's disease. And he goes, perfect ass match to his mouth, you know? So the lead guy in the Centipede, his mouth was my Crohn's disease butt, you know? So I can constantly crapping, so.
And we have the footage. No.
Yeah, so because I was prominent in the infirmary scene and the death rape scene, they got rid of the oral sex scene, which I can't believe that, like, I went ahead and went through with it, but it was money, and as horrible as I was feeling, I felt so icky. Maybe if I wasn't so bloated and constipated, I could have felt more romantic about it or something, but it just felt so weird to rub a guy's earlobe saying, suck it, daddy, suck it.
For $1,000? I think he got a good deal.
Yeah, I got paid and it didn't air. They used the boom guy because I was too much in the other scenes and they liked how I looked in the other scenes. So they couldn't have you, like in the dream sequence and the death rape, all in the same scene. So like, so I got out of that one. But Tom 6, I think his name, like actually like for a while we talked back and forth on Twitter. He was like, cool. Like, it was cool. He's a cool dude. And if I wasn't feeling so horrible, I would say it was a good experience. Because any time on a movie set and this and that, it's good. You're always learning something. That's not my world. It's not my craft. But when you spend 5 days on a movie set or 6, you learn things. You're watching stuff. So it's a very, very cool experience. And to watch how people's visions come together. The name you couldn't pronounce, Diedrich or whatever that guy's name is, he was a bit different. I think he passed away, rest in peace. I believe he passed away, but he was a strange bird to watch work. But nevertheless, I still learned watching somebody hone into their character and do the craft. It's really cool and kind of amazing. It's not my world, and nor will it probably ever be. I mean, I may still dabble in it a little bit here and there as I get older and wrestling and my body works against me. You find other avenues to survive. But no, it was super cool. But yeah. So I had Crohn's disease. So somebody, the Rob Terry, I think's his name, whatever, the main guy in him, his mouth was sewed to my butt. Plus, there was a death rape scene where I chanted death rape while they had sex in the guy's liver or kidney. I'm not sure which one it was. And then there was that scene that never aired. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. I know you don't believe Jesus, but let's give God. Let's give.
It's okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. That never aired. Yeah. But it was very uncomfortable to rub a gentleman's earlobes. A little short, bald guy too, rubbing his earlobes, going, "Suck it, Daddy. Do it so good. Get it."
I'm getting the visual.
You getting the visual.
Got it.
Yeah, but that was Human Centipede 3.
Send in the fan art.
So and then I was in a bunch of other extra scenes in that. So it was prominent in that. I get people all the time because it was really heavy and people not sure because I was like, it was not a bad time in LA. Besides having that issue, I can go back there, but I was just actually overweight and in a very bad place in life and in my head. So wasn't living a good lifestyle. So I looked like I belonged in that orange jumpsuit. I was probably one step away from ending up in that orange jumpsuit until I brung my happy ass back to Florida, got my life together with my family and everything else. And then here I sit today with you.
And here we sit.
I'm not rubbing anybody's earlobes anymore. Picturing this?
Nope, not at all.
You want me to paint it out? I was leaned against a cafeteria table in a cafeteria. He's down on his knees and he had a few little hairs on his head. It just felt so weird to rub a dude's head in his earlobes, telling him like. And then I don't know. I wondered, was I too good at that? I was wondering.
Wow.
You all right? Are you okay?
Yep. I'm fantastic. I'm gonna have to watch the movie again because I've
That's
seen
not in the movie though.
No, not that scene. But I've seen them. I don't know why I watched them, but I did.
The third one's rough. The first one was like
the first one is like what. Listen, guys, if you are gonna watch them, my suggestion is watch them by yourself.
You think I should go around and get some 8x10s up from that movie and go to horror conventions and like play off of that? Like I was in Human Centipede 3. Here's the deleted scene.
I would say 100%. If you do like start doing conventions again, you need to have at least a scene from that as an 8x10.
Yeah, totally. Because there's one where they fired a gun off in the prison cafeteria, and I'm like,
that's
orange
the
jumpsuit. A lot of people pull that up. I see that on the internet. Like, Gangrel, is this you? And then there's the when I was in the infirmary and like strapped down, crapping myself. Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Which I really wished I was crapping myself because I was so constipated. For like,
well,
that's a horrible experience that way. But I guess it could. It was whatever. Let's let it go. Let's get out of here. Okay. Move on.
Sorry, I closed the box.
You should close the box. You should put that back in the box and close the box. That shit never came out of the box.